This is one of those things that I'm sure I'm gonna regret uploading as soon as I do it. With that said, let's do it! So I was a weird kid, and I know a lot of people say that about themselves. They're like, oh yeah, I was a really weird kid. But let's just make it clear that I was a very strange child. And back then I always wondered, why don't I have more friends? But looking back now, I wonder how I had friends. Really. And with this video, I'm just kind of going to be looking into the things that I used to eat that many people might say was abnormal. And they would be right. Sophie. First up on this list of interesting delicacies, when I was really little, I must have been about 5 years old. I must have been about 5 or 6 years old. I found out that when people were baking cookies, there was that one part where you'd put the butter and sugar at the same time. And it had this really good taste to it. So, I would go to the fridge when I was little, and I would just get the salted butter. It had to be salted. We always had salted butter. I would get the salted butter out of the fridge. I would dip it in sugar, and I would eat it because I was so healthy. I don't remember why I stopped eating that. My mother must have seen it and probably freaked out given that she's a little bit of a health nut. But I'm kind of happy I did stop doing that because let's just say, that's not healthy at all. I would have had, cholesterol problems by the time I was 10 had I continued that, so good job, Sophie. Good job. Uncooked pasta. Now, I've looked this up. This is not actually all that bad for you. My mom said, oh, it's bad for your stomach. It actually doesn't do anything to you. If you had, made the pasta dough yourself, yes, it would be bad, but it's not actually, the stuff you buy in the package at the store. That's not bad for you. This one, I don't know when I picked this one up. It was just a thing. I just liked the taste of it. 'Cause it was really good. I don't know. I have no idea when I picked up that habit. No idea. But let's just for the time being say that my taste buds were fucking weird. And they are going to get weirder. These are the easy things on this list. The next things are not food. Paper. Now this was not just, just paper like this. I didn't just eat regular paper. I would eat, paper towels, toilet paper, any sort of starchy paper products. I ate a cardboard cereal box one time. The more I talk like this, it more kind of sounds like someone talking about, what their dog ate, or, I sound like a goat. I ate just all kinds of paper. Fancy paper, man. Paper. I remember one time, this was probably really bad for me. I ate an envelope, but I ate the part where you, the adhesive part. Because if anybody remembers, I was a really weird fucking kid. I remember when you used to lick the adhesive part, it had, this really sweet taste to it, so I just kind of ate that part so the paper had flavor. I don't know. I remember one time when I was pretending to be a dog, I cut out these little paper treats, paper-shaped dog bone treats, and, I rewarded myself with them, and I actually ate them. 'Cause sand! Now, I know what you're thinking. No, I did not just, go to the beach and, eat normal, soft, happy sand. No. I would go to playgrounds. And, they had, that rock sand there. Where it was just almost like little crushed gravel pieces, really. Maybe it was, nature's breadcrumbs to me. But whatever it was, I ate the sand. I don't know how long this went on for. I have no idea how old I was, but I used to eat sand. I used to eat sand. Rock sand. Paste. When we would do arts and crafts in first grade, like, you'd get these little buckets, like, there were these little trays, and they were almost like a little Lunchables, but for arts and crafts. There's, like, places for pencils and paintbrushes and crayons, and there was, like, a little tray where you put paste, and we would have, like, knives so that the kids could, you know, spread the paste onto things that they wanted, because that was how we did it in the old days. I don't know if we had glue sticks, but we had paste, so. And when it was time for cleanup, well, everyone else went to go clean up. Where was Sophie? Underneath the table, shoveling the paste into her mouth. I know I didn't do this for long, but I distinctly remember eating paste. And yeah, this one's probably a pretty normal one. Play-Doh. Everybody tried to eat Play-Doh. Now here's the thing though, everybody who ate Play-Doh, they usually got really grossed out by it right away because it was quite salty. Me, on the other hand, being the fantastic child that I was, thought this stuff tasted great. And I usually ran out of Play-Doh because I would make like the little food items with my little Play-Doh sets and I'd just eat it. Like, I didn't play with the Play-Doh, it was just eat dough for me. I didn't do anything with it. I don't think I sculpted anything really because, I mean, I had times where I would actually sculpt things, but for the most part, I really just ate the stuff, and this is why I didn't own that much Play-Doh when I was little, because we just didn't have it in the house, which was probably good. We kicked my attic purely because my parents did not buy it for me. Thank God. Thank God. Chapstick. When I was little, my mom used to get infuriated by this. She knew about this one, and she just hated it. She hated it, and she stopped buying me chapstick for years. Like, you know those Lip Smackers chapsticks? They came in every flavor. They had, like, soda flavors, fruit flavors, candy flavors. It was great. I loved these. And I just, instead of using the chapstick, I ate the chapstick, which was bad, obviously. You're not supposed to eat chapstick. I mean, it's not toxic for you because obviously you're putting it on your mouth, but you're not supposed to eat it. And I remember my favorite flavor was grape. I had this grape chapstick that I ate the whole tube. I kept buying it and I kept eating the tubes until my mom said no more chapstick for you, and I got in very, very big trouble. Who needs beauty? Hey, you are what you eat. So, you know, chapstick is a beauty product, technically, so you eat the chapstick, and I was beautiful on the inside, where there was probably a very thick layer of purple chapstick in the lining of my stomach. Good job, Sophie. Gum, which is a common thing. You know, kids, they always swallow gum because they're like, oh, I can chew gum. I'm old enough to do this. And you're like, you're not going to swallow it, right? No. Can I have another piece of gum? Not because I swallowed this one, but because I want more gum. You know, kids, they think they can handle gum. Nobody can handle gum. Specifically, bubble tape. Bubble tape, if anybody has ever had it before, it's like 6 feet of bubble gum in this like really soft, it has a really soft consistency to it. And the problem with this is, instead of it being chewy and getting kind of like, you know, it doesn't get softer, it gets harder. And this is going to be, no one, okay? I'm trying really hard not to say that, okay? I'm trying very hard not to say that. This is gonna be one of those things. I'm not gonna be able to get around this. Okay, we're gonna go about as innuendo as we can here. So, instead of the gum getting harder in your mouth, it stayed with its soft consistency. So while you were chewing it, since it wasn't like, it was staying soft, so you would just wanna swallow it instead. No one make any comments about everything that I have just said there, please. I'm begging you, please. Anyway, this was a problem, and I still have this problem with bubble tape because it's just, it's so soft. Like, you can't, It is not gum for chewing. It's not. I don't... My mom knew about this one too, and she got really frustrated. Bubble tape was also banned from my household. God, I was such a strange child. Also on the list here is ants. This was a very short period of my life. I would like to make that clear. But I went to, it must have been like an after school thing. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't in my town. I think it was like, it must have been in like Sebastopol or something. Something off the beaten track that my mother would send me to, of course. And we had some interesting students there because it's Sebastopol and you're always going to meet some interesting kids. And one girl that I was friends with, I don't remember what her name was, but she used to eat the ants on the tree. And I thought, hey, that seems pretty fun. So I just joined her. Just, you know, eat the ants. Just, peer pressure was not a good thing for me at that age. No. No, no, no. Finally on this list, not really an eat thing, more of a drink thing, lemon juice. When I was in 5th grade, I used to carpool home with this guy named Skylar, and we had, like, you know, like on St. Patrick's Day, like, they give you those little novelty, tiny plastic shot glasses, and they're green with, like, 4-leaf clovers on them, and they're supposed to look like a beer mug and all that kind of thing. We had one of those in the back seat of my dad's Porsche. That was a 911. We used to, when we would drive back with me, we had like this little stash in like the middle seat thing, and we'd have that cup in there, and we had a thing of lemon juice. And every day what we'd try to do is we would see who could, you know, do a shot of the most lemon juice without wincing, you know, or without like, ugh, gross. I won because one day I just drank the whole thing. I'm shocked I did not have to go to the hospital after that. I drank whatever was in, I don't know how much was in the thing of lemon juice, but they're about this big. I don't know how much I drank, but I drank a lot. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know. I don't know. You know, looking at this list, I have no idea what was wrong with me. I told you I was a fucking weird-ass kid, and how did I have friends? How did I even have a social life? I'm sitting there, sitting under the table in the middle of my classroom while all the kids are cleaning up. I'm eating paste. No wonder no one wanted to talk to me, because there's just paste just all over my face. And that was, I was supposed to be acting normal. So, in hindsight, I am shocked that there were people who wanted to hang out with me. And then, to be fair, most of my friends I have never actually had classes with, so that's probably why. Yep. As of nowadays, I think I'm fairly normal as one can get. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you do not think less of me for any of my strange dietary choices that I have had in the past. And until next time, allons-y. Don't judge me.